Come have fun with us and don't forget to subscribe.
What's up everybody, I'm Rick.
And I'm Anna.
And welcome to our review of the 1936 movie San Francisco.
San Francisco.
For those of you who don't know, this is our bucket list channel, a channel in which we try to realize the goals and dreams that are on our bucket list.
Right.
One of those goals is for us to watch every movie that was nominated for Best Picture at the Academy Award from 1927 to 2028. That's 101 years of Best Picture movies, which makes a lot of Best Picture nominated movie. As of now, we've watched 73 of them, which is a good number, but still very far
We're so
the
far.
end goal. Yes, we are. And of course, the 73rd movie on that list is the movie we're going to be talking about today, San Francisco. San Francisco is a movie that was released on June 26, 1936 by MGM. And Blackie Norton, a nightclub owner, hires a down-on-the-luck singer named Mary Blake for his club. The two hit it off, but soon she's courted by a real estate magnate named Jack Burley, who wants her to sing in his opera house. Burley and Norton becomes personal and professional rival, but neither of them are aware of the tragedy that is about to happen, the 1906 San Francisco earthquake. Interesting movie.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
I loved it so much. And it's interesting because at some point, I thought it was a good movie from the beginning. I liked it from the beginning. I liked the characters, the introduction of the characters, everything. At some point, maybe halfway through the movie, I thought just like, okay, this is a good movie. It's okay. It's fine. But then the second half, oh my God, it escalates in such a way that I didn't see it coming.
Right. And what's really interesting is they tell you from the beginning, that the backdrop is going to be the San Francisco earthquake, the context of the whole thing. So you know that at some point in the movie, there's going to be the earthquake. You don't know when though.
Yeah, exactly. You don't know where the characters will be when that happens.
Exactly.
Where they're going to be in the story.
And so the whole time, it's in the back of your mind. But they do a good job of kind of making you forget.
Yeah.
Until
like
it
you're
happens.
so focused on the story that when it happens, you're like, oh, right.
That
I was
it.
waiting for this.
Exactly. To me, what really works with this movie is that, like we said, it's a movie on its own, and so the characters all have their own issues, their own problem. And this could have been, like, their story could have been just that. It could have been the movie.
Right.
And you're invested in it, and they're really invested in it because they don't know that all of that really doesn't matter when, like, 80% of the town is about to get destroyed in an earthquake.
I was really impressed. I love this movie through and through.
Yeah, so usually I was about to ask you like what you thought of that movie, but it's pretty clear that you loved it. I loved it also. Story-wise, resembled some of the movies we've seen before. This club owner who falls in love with this girl who sings in his club.
Yeah, I feel like we've seen
stuff
like this
similar settings a lot of times before. And of course, it's a love triangle. That's not the most original thing, but the way they do it really works.
I feel like as a whole, the story, even just the love story, is pretty original in the way it develops. It's not that simple, straightforward, like, oh, she loves me not, in the end she loves me. It's more complex. It feels very real.
It's because the character is also very real.
Yeah.
Blackie, to begin, like Norton, he is simultaneously a jerk and a good guy.
Right.
And you're never sure where to stand throughout the whole movie. You're kind of like, I like you, but oh no, I kind of don't like you,
And I feel like, on the other hand, Mary too, the good little girl who falls in love for the bad guy, but she's not completely like just renouncing who she was before, but at the same time she's not completely denying him either.
Yeah.
It feels like her feelings for him feel very genuine.
Yeah, but she's not willing to like let go of everything she is for the sake of being with him, which is a big plot point in the movie when she does leave to go with the other suitor and also pursue a career in opera.
It really feels like whatever path she chooses, she would have to cut off an arm.
Yeah.
Like, I either give up on being this good little girl because I can't live that kind of life with this guy, or I give up on the man that I fell in love with to like stay true to who I was before.
Or I give up on this potentially huge career as a opera singer,
Career-wise,
which is really
too,
what she wanted to do. Because he was telling her, I'll make you go places, Blackie was telling her that. She got popularized singing that song, the San Francisco song in his club. So really, there is a way where she could have become famous being with him. But she said from the beginning, I'm a opera singer. That's what she studied. That's what she wanted to do.
Right.
And so that's where she was the most happy career-wise. But that also meant like not being with Blackie because he didn't want her to like sing in this other guy's club. Yeah. And then we can't, of course, omit the big event, the earthquake that happens at the end. When you think that, for him, for Blackie, everything is going bad, how can he get out of this hole? It gets worse, but it gets worse for everybody, which kind of levels the whole thing, makes everything else insignificant,
Right.
Because what is, my club or my political
it doesn't
career
exist anymore.
Yeah.
Everything is literally crumbled to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
What I like about, how they introduce this element, the earthquake, into the movie is that it's very important. It plays a major role in the story, but the movie is not about the earthquake.
Mm-hmm.
The movie is about the lives of these people, not even during or after the earthquake. No, just like their lives. And then this happens.
And then that happens, yeah. That's what makes it work so much. Yeah.
Everything about this movie feels so real. The characters, the story, just, the development, everything.
And what helps it feel so real, of course, is the cast and crew that goes into it. Let's take a look at them. This movie was directed by W.S. Van Dyke, who we've heard of.
We've heard of before, yes.
Yes, of course, director of Trader Horn, director of The Tin Man, and Naughty Marietta.
I just realized this is the fourth movie on the list that doesn't match with any of the other three. Mm-hmm. This director is very diverse.
Yeah, and his style also, but you can also see that he likes to play with a lot of outside, like big outside.
True.
If you look at Trader Horn or Naughty Marietta. And it stars one of Hollywood's biggest stars, of course, Clark Gable as Blackie Norton, that we've seen in It Happened One Night and Mutiny on the Bounty. Gable, Gable, we all know Gable.
Yeah.
I feel like there's more to say about his career and future movies that we're going to talk about that are also going to be on this list, but let's keep his name in mind. What did you think of his performance here, though?
I've loved his performance in every movie that we've watched, that we've seen him in so far. I feel like he's very good at playing these kind of like strong characters, with a strong demeanor that leave an impression. Smart and witty, not really bad, just like, not bad in the sense that like they're not the villains, they're not the bad characters, but he's not the good guy either, it's kind of like, I wonder if that's his style.
It's like the Prince said, though, nobody is all good or bad.
Right, yes.
And so the gray area is a great place to be in for a character.
One thing that I really, really appreciated about his interpretation in this movie in particular is the switch at the end. He played that part so convincingly that you could literally feel what that character would have felt in that situation,
So when he finally finds Mary again, he turns to God and starts praying.
But it's interesting also that he doesn't just start praying, he just says thank you.
Yeah.
Like he never prayed to God for anything, but when he finds out that she survived, that she's alive, he thanks God.
Yeah.
Like by whatever miracle, thank you for, saving her. Mm-hmm. I feel like that is it's such a powerful scene to me.
Speaking of Mary Blake, she's played in this movie by Janet MacDonald. We've seen her in The Love Parade, 1 Hour With You, and also Naughty Marietta. What did you think of her?
Of all the movies that I've seen her in so far, I feel like I liked her here the best.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I liked her in The Love Parade too.
Yes. I liked her in the other movies too, but I liked her here the best. I feel like her character here was more nuanced, more complex than in other movies. Sometimes a complex character is just like it's one way in the beginning and then there's an event, something happening and the character changes. Mm-hmm. But here her character feels complex from the beginning. Like from the beginning she's troubled by her feelings versus her beliefs versus her career choice versus her situation, her financial situation. Like all of these things play a role into everything that she does from the very beginning. And you feel it. And
the motivations are complex. And sometimes it feels like she's, flip-flopping, but that's what humans do.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like this is a lot the result of the setting that she's being put in. Throughout the movie, she always has to choose between two opposing elements. The man that I fell in love with versus the man that is, more suitable for me.
Mm-hmm.
The career that I want versus the career that I can have right now. Or, my belief versus what the world looks like to me right now. Her character is kind of always made to choose between these kind of things, and it's not even like they're just individual, because she can't choose the career that she wants but the man that she loves. And so you understand easily why she's changing her mind. And I feel like in other movies, a character being so indecisive can be kind of annoying.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, make up your mind. Like, what do you want? But no, for her character, it completely makes sense. You can feel it.
Yeah, you can get behind the choices, definitely.
Yeah.
Interesting tidbit. So, Jamal McDonald was the one who brought the screenplay to the attention of MGM with the express idea that she would headline the movie with Clark Gable. MGM agreed, but Gable and her didn't get along during the filming. He objected to her singing at him, and he would even eat garlic before the kissing scenes just to annoy her.
Oh my god, he's horrible.
Yeah.
I knew that he's a somewhat troublesome actor to work with, but I don't know, like, it doesn't make me like him any less in the movies.
Why do you have to be a jerk? Yeah.
Yeah. Because he's so good as an actor, I feel like he's really good.
Another actor in this movie is Spencer Tracy, who plays Father Tim Mullen. We saw him also in Libeled Lady. So he is the priest friend who I thought was an interesting character. I kind of felt at points that he also liked Mary.
I think so too, yes. Especially in the scene at the opera, when he watches her. The way he looks at her is kind of hinting at the fact that he's, intrigued by her. But also the way he defends her against what
Blackie is trying to do, have her dance with...
those very revealing clothes and all of that. It's as if his desire to protect her is not necessarily just because he wants to protect her, but because he likes her and he doesn't want her to be like in this situation, put in this situation.
No, I definitely got that feeling from him, and that's hard for, of course, his position being a priest. That's some Frollo stuff right there. His performance, I thought, was also very good. One of the highlights of the movie. He was actually even nominated for Best Actor.
For Best Actor?
Yeah.
Not supporting actor?
Best Actor, not supporting actor, which brings me to this little tidbit also.
Okay.
Clark Gable and Spencer Tracy would go on to make two other movies together, Test Pilot in 1938 and Boomtown in 1940. But by the end of that second movie, Tracy was tired of always being the supporting act and also wanted to be top billing alongside Gable. Gable, on the other hand, did not agree, and the two never worked together again.
Wow. Okay. That guy. I'm guessing we're gonna hear stories like
that.
this
with
every movie that we watch with Clark Gable in it.
But yeah, so like I said earlier, Best Actor Spencer Tracy was nominated, but the movie also got a bunch of other nominations at the Academy Award.
Let's hear them.
One of which is, of course, Outstanding Production or Best Picture, Best Director for W.S. Van Dyke, Best Actor for Spencer Tracy, Best Original Story for Robert Hopkins, Best Sound Recording for Douglas Shearer, which he won.
Okay.
And Best Assistant Director for Joseph M. Newman. So, one award out of 6 nominations. This movie was not only, popular with the Academy, it was also popular with the public. This was the highest grossing movie of that year.
Oh, okay. I'm not surprised.
Of course, we're going to be ranking that movie against the other movie nominated for that year, but before we get to that, is there anything else you'd like to touch on about the movie itself?
I think there is one aspect of the story that I would like to mention that we didn't really talk about, which is Mary's relationship with, in general, all the men involved in the story, or the three men, Norman, Burley, and the priest, in which it kind of feels like each one of them wanted something from her.
Mm-hmm.
Not one of those men would have been willing to just be by her side selflessly.
It's not disinterested, huh?
Yeah, I mean, the priest had no interest in, probably in being, romantically involved with her, but he also wanted her to not be with that guy, to not be dressed like that, to not, to keep her soul pure and whatever. Like, he wanted something from her.
And even before that, he wanted her to fix his friend, quote unquote.
Right, exactly, that is true. Norman obviously wanted her to be in his club and become the next queen of San Francisco and the diva. And
also be with him.
And also be with, supposingly that was the base of it, but just be with him was not enough,
Yeah, and then Burley wanted her to be the opera singer at his opera.
Exactly. So it feels like they were all selfish in some way,
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not selfish, not necessarily with evil intentions, but it's like they all wanted everything from her.
This all makes me think of that one scene where she talks with Burley's mom. Which I thought was a very interesting scene where the mom basically tells her, I was in your situation once and I didn't go with the guy that I loved. I went with the safe bet and you should do that too. Would you imagine a mom telling that to someone who's about to marry her or maybe marry her son? Like usually you would say, if you don't love my son, don't marry him. But she's like, I know you don't love him, but he's the best choice for you.
But I think it's because she was also the best choice for him. Like, she was a good woman for him,
Yeah.
I feel like she knew that even if you don't have like this passionate love for him, you would be good together. You would make a good couple and he would take care of you and you would be a good wife to him. So that's all she wanted. It's interesting. I really like the moment when the mom said he was killing my soul.
Yeah.
The man that she loved, she said he was killing my soul. Because it made me think about it. Would a hard love kill your soul, or more than leaving the man you love?
I mean, to her, she felt like she made the right choice because over time she got over it.
Yeah.
And then she just moved on, and she said, "I came to, appreciate the man I had married."
It made me kind of feel like maybe she forgot
what it felt like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be that in love, because it's been so long.
Mm-hmm. What a movie, Anna! What a movie!
Yeah.
It's time for us to rank it.
Let's rank it.
And I think that's going to be an interesting discussion.
Okay.
Of course, for every Academy Award year, we rank the movies that were nominated for Best Picture. This is the 9th Academy Award, the 1936 one. So, as of now, our ranking is at number 5, Anthony Adverse. At number 4, Libel Lady. At number 3, The Story of Louis Pasteur. At number 2, Mr. Deed Goes to Town. And at number 1, Dodsworth. So I think that right now we can already, skip 5 and 4. I think it's above Libel Lady. Okay? And so now we're looking at these other 3 movies. So Story of Louis Pasteur, I'd put it above that too.
Yeah, I would put it above that too.
Okay, so it's at least number 3. Mr. Deed Goes to Town.
I would put it above it.
You would put it above?
I would put it above it.
Okay. Yeah, I tend to agree with that. And this is where we might or might not disagree. Dodsworth.
I would put it above.
You would put it above
I would put it
Dodsworth?
above Dodsworth.
I'm not sure I would. What are your thoughts on?
To answer to your question, without really thinking about it too much right now, I feel like San Francisco is a much more impactful movie. If you think about the fact that both movies kind of have the issue of relationships, at its core, I feel like San Francisco does a better job at presenting you with a more like intricate, emotional story.
Yeah, but I feel like that's not really what Dodsworth's going for. It's that one marriage that is going down the drain, and it presents that to you like flawlessly, in my opinion. Like the story of this couple who didn't get to know each other that well during their marriage because the husband was always working, and now that he's retired, they get together and it doesn't work. And that's the whole movie. You see just the descent, the slow descent. Oh, it's not that slow, but the descent of the marriage into something that doesn't work, and it just works so well, every element of it. Not that anything here doesn't work.
I feel like
either.
here every element of the relationship works very well too. And of course, it's a different kind of relationship. I feel like San Francisco does a really good job at showing you characters that are so layered and that really change the way they are depending on who they interact with.
I wouldn't put it above Dodsworth off of the characters. I feel like the characters in Dodsworth are also very good. But I will concede to give it to San Francisco because of one element, I guess, that we've talked about earlier. It's that earthquake element that is presented to you at the beginning. So you know it's going to happen. And then they masterfully make you kind of forget about it. So that when it happens, even though you knew it was going to happen and you were anticipating it, you're still surprised. When it started shaking, I was like, wait, what now? It takes you by surprise. And then the repercussion of the earthquake is also like very impactful to the movie and makes you rethink the whole movie in a different light, because now it feels like, a metaphor for life, like, is all of this really that important when at any moment everything could be destroyed? Yeah, exactly.
And I think one thing that we didn't talk about in relation to the earthquake is just the cinematography of it.
Yeah.
That was very impressive, the way they filmed it.
I'm gonna give it to you, and we'll put San Francisco at number 1. So our new ranking is at number 6, Anthony Adverse. At number 5, Live-Old Lady. At number 4, The Story of Louis Pasteur. At number 3, Mr. Deed Goes to Town. At number 2, Dodsworth. And at number 1, San Francisco. So yeah, this was our review of the 1936 movie San Francisco. If you want to see more of this kind of content from us, I invite you to subscribe to this channel, like this video if you did, comment in the comment section below, have you ever seen San Francisco? If so, what did you think of it? And don't forget to check out some of our other videos, because this is of course a bucket list channel. We do a lot of other stuff like traveling, self-growth, anime, games. Go check it out, lots of good stuff over there. And don't forget that if you yourself have a goal or a dream that you'd like to realize, take that first step.